sometimes you just gotta do a pickups video, and this is one of those times. I got stuff, and well, I live not far away from a small town. It's called Heukelum, and they have like a year market. It's like a flea market, and they have food and music and stuff. And the fun thing is, it's just a small town, and the market is basically the same every year. It's a real tradition, and you pay to get in there. You pay like €1 to get in there, and then it's the whole center of the town, which is like about 3 or 4 streets. You can spend a good like 1.5 hours walking around, and but I noticed that every year the same people sit in the same spot, and some people even have the same stuff out that they didn't sell the year before. So last year I was there, and there was a guy selling a PlayStation 1. Now in these places, I don't even expect to find many games, just 1 or 2. And the first thing that I saw this year was like, there was a guy with a PlayStation 2, a fat one and a slim one, and he had an Xbox, an original Xbox. Which I thought, there weren't any games, so I thought, well, I'm not going to buy another one of those systems. So I passed it. I saw a DS game that I didn't like. I think it was a Lego game, and then there's this guy. Now last year, there's a special section where kids can sell their stuff. Now last year there was this girl who had a PlayStation 1 set, a box full of games and the console, and she wanted. The thing is that this console had one of those. It was a PS2, a slim one, like a small one with one of those LCD screens on it, which I've been looking for a long time. And they're impossible to find. I just can't find them. When I find them, they're too expensive or they're too far away. And but usually, they're just. I've been looking for a year, and not found one. So last year I saw one, and she wanted €60 for it. $60. And of course I tried to talk her down, and I tried to get the console, or get it a neighbor price for the console, but she was sitting there in the strict instructions from her dad, obviously, who wasn't there, who'd said, 60 or nothing, so don't do anything else. So I left it, and this year, in exactly the same spot, I think I even recognized the girl, a little pair of glasses on, and I thought, well, let's just have a look. And lo and behold, same box, different bag though, the same PlayStation 1. This time the dad was there, so I got to talking to him. So there were some games, and I thought, well, let's just go through the games first. And of course, this story will end with the fact that I bought the console. So I'm going to show it. But he had a box of games, and I was, what the hell? What is this? Sorry, I of course I didn't look inside. Okay. But I noticed that the games were actually in nice shape. They looked very good. They weren't all very interesting, but I found this one. I picked the better one, Wipeout 3 Special Edition. Now, and it's a heavy box, so I thought, wow, it must be complete. The box looks very nice. So, you get the manual. It's a very thick manual. But it's probably one of those manual, right, it has like 5 or 6 languages in it. It's a PAL version, so that's nice. But then I look at the CD, and I find this disc is in immaculate condition, but it looks like this, and I don't see the name of the game on it. Oh yeah, Wipeout. Oh okay, yeah, Wipeout 3 Special Edition. Okay, game software disc. It was kind of tense there. I thought there was a different disc in there, but it's all in here, and it's very, very nice looking. This manual. No one's ever looked at the manual. Who looks at the manuals anyway? But it's a very big, fat manual, and it's Wipeout 3. I didn't have this one. In a very nice case. A very, very nice case. Most of my PS1 games would have cases like this. And then, you know, I have to say that I already had this one, but I thought, you know, it's one of those situations where where I think, you know, that I can't leave this game sitting there waiting for someone to get it out from under my nose. And it's Duke Nukem, Time to Kill. Even when I came home, my wife said, "Hey, it's Duke Nukem." Says, "Hey, do you know this game?" Yeah. Have you ever played it? No, she hadn't. Duke Nukem. Oh man, I can remember this being like the thing on the PC, by the way. And I'm all out of gum. That thing. That's this game, right? Duke Nukem. Yeah, I'm not so fond of first-person shooters, but this game, I think this was the first-person shooter that I actually played, and that I was amazed by. That you can go inside buildings and look across the street and see other pieces of the puzzle that you needed to solve, and shit, you know, and go there, and I love that. So just to finish off my PlayStation story, those were the games he had. The only two that I thought were worthwhile. The rest was crap. And so I had these. The guy, you know, standing right next to me said, "What, you know, what's in the case?" Because it's in a case. I'll show it. What's in the case? It's a really like a carrying case, befitting the console inside, because this is really a traveling console basically. So he was looking, you know, if you buy this and all of the games, which I think there were like 20 games. Last year he wanted 60. This time he said 50. Now he didn't know that I knew that, so you know, I said, wow, you know, I can't remember exactly how it went. I need to get one of those spy glasses so that we can like record and look back at. I said something to him, you know, 20, you know, is something that I'll consider, but not 30 or 35. Eventually, I said, you know, what about the two games and the system? He came down to 35 or something, and I said, well, 20, 25 maybe. And I was sort of ready to leave, and I said, you know, how much for the games? He said 3 apiece. And at that point, I really didn't want to go down again, you know, in price and say, well, will you take 5? Because, you know, I'd already indicated that I wanted something off, and these games were looking good anyway, and I hadn't bought anything, and it didn't look like I was going to buy anything else, so I was sort of getting ready to get my money for this. And that's when he realized that he lost the deal, I think, and then he said 30 for the 2 games and the console, and then I said yes, because I didn't think, you know, I didn't think that I was going to get one of those flip screens anywhere, and those flip screens aren't cheap either. So I get a console and the flip screen and whatever is inside the bag, and the 2 games for 30. I think that's okay. And I've lost count of how many PS1s I have. But I got it. And let's see what is inside, because I've had a quick look already. So it has all kinds of compartments, so it's exciting. So there's the AV cables, which is a good sign. He said it was all working and in good condition, and I believed him because his games look so nice. Okay, and then there's the power supply for the system, and then there's another power supply, Piranha, which is for the screen. So you need two power supplies. There's a green PlayStation controller. Is this a... Oh, it looks good. A green one. I've never seen a green one. There's nothing inside there. Let's look in here. Oh, there's a baggie with some screws and something. I don't know what that is. There's a little baggie, fabric, and it's a memory card. A PlayStation 1 memory card in a little baggie. Wow. I think this is a homemade baggie. I'm actually pretty sure it is because it looks rather crappy. I'm not going to get that in. Okay. Then there's... okay. This, I suppose, it has two leads. Like, this is a 12 volt. Is this Piranha as well? Compatible with Piranha. Okay. Oh, this is for the screen as well. So I can this is a 12 volt connection, so I can play this in the car. But how about the console then? Do you think I could play this? I could plug this into the console as well? Does it work? 12 volts in the car? I think it will. So this is actually easier. I got one power supply for in the car and two for when I'm at home. Because, let's check it out. This has an output light 12 DC. And this probably as well. The console 7.5 volts. Okay. That's interesting. It has, oh, this has 12 and input and output 12 volts and 7.5. So this is actually for in the car for both. Oh, this is actually easier. Okay, well, there's that. Then I guess it is nothing in there. I've been there. It's time for there's a little, oh God, I can't even get my hand in there. It's actually for PS1. There's another controller in here. Okay. I've never seen a yellowed controller, but they do exist. I have a lot of these controllers, so this is all yellowed. This has been in the sun. And this has been used. This has been used. There's all kind of gunk on it. That's okay. I got two anyway. And then there's the console. Oh, wait a minute. There's something else. Look. There's another memory card. 1 mega memory card. 15 blocks. Which is still sealed. It's not even opened. And then, finally, the console itself. The PSOne console with the Piranha screen. It's got brightness, color, tint, and volume. And there we go. Now this screws onto the back, and I can still connect it to the TV. And there's an audio jack in the back, so I can play it with my earphones. And there's an AV, DVD, VCD. I think this is another output. Well, oh, there's pots here. Oh, wait a minute. There's pots here in the side, and the color pot is has fallen off, and that's what I found in the bag. That's supposed to go on there, so it must have fallen out at some point. But this is, oh, and there's switches. There is a power on off switch, and a game and an AV select. So I can probably connect like a DVD player to this, and it'll show the picture on the outside, on the screen. Okay. So you want to You want to see what happens when I turn it on? Let's turn it on. Well, you're gonna enjoy it with me because I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna turn it on. So the screen is on. Turn that baby on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my God, that looks like crap. Oh, that looks extremely bad. I don't know how it looks on the video. Oh, you got some glare, but the screen is extremely crappy. Oh my God, it's very, very bad. How about what happens when I do this? Okay, nothing much. Okay, I've put in wipeout. Do a single race. Wipeout league. I cannot read what it says. I have no idea. I guess I just selected a ship. It looks like the console works, but the screen is extremely bad. Maybe if I... Oh God, I don't even know this. I don't know the game good enough. Let's see if I can... Okay, analog is better, I suppose. Ship is... Well, this is, sort of looks better this way. Well, I suppose that if you don't have anything else, then this is like... Is there anything I can do to speed this up? Bye-bye. Yeah, I'll get out of here now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm actually in a race, of course. No, can I shoot? Oh! This is actually a cool game. Bang, bang. Okay, don't touch the sides. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's people exploding all over. Woo. Well, I guess I shouldn't expect too much of, you know, of a screen this size and quality. But there's a junction there. Am I? Okay. 8th place. Well. Oh, you can hardly see anything. I'm sorry. Well, that's just I'm moderately happy. I can play with the brightness, and then there's... Oh my God, it's... Well, I can play with the brightness, with the tint and the color, but the color and tint, it's just pot, so I need a screwdriver. This control is broken. That just goes to show, guys, if you buy stuff like I do, and just trust the guy, and I shouldn't have trusted him. I don't think it's... I mean, the console is worth the money, but the screen is pretty bad. Anyway, I got one, and I learned something. So maybe I can improve the settings if I have a little screwdriver. Play around with it a little bit. That's it. Moderately happy. That's all I can say. I'm happy with the game, though. The game is good. Why don't we connect the system to my Trinitron? How about that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Well, it looks a damn sight better. Ah, there's a language selection. Now I get it. Press start button. Single race, wipeout, vector, what is that? Race class, vector class. I can select a track. Well, let's do the same track as I did and get the same ship. Now this picture, this Sony PlayStation on the Sony Trinitron is actually very, very good. Oh, analog. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh. So the game I got for $3 is pretty good. Just really get used to these controls because they're very laggy. I mean, it's just the way the game is made. You have to really anticipate the corners. Can I turn right here? Is that like a thing? Oh, this is like a pit stop or something. I thought it was quicker, but it just charges me up. I'm still in 8th place. What is that? Okay, not bad, not bad. I'm getting the hang of this. I was playing Test Drive on the Commodore 64 the other day, and I was mildly surprised at how good I was. Warning. Warning what? Is there someone in my way? That's your warning? What is the warning? Oh, I won. See? That is the difference between playing a game again and playing it on a good screen. So, end conclusion. I'm very happy with my little TV. And I'm happy with the game. And I'm also happy with the fact that the screen is there, but I should have known better when I saw the Piranha thing, and I should have asked the guy what's the quality like, and he probably would have lied to me, but now I'm just glad that I didn't pay $60 for the whole thing. So I got a console and 2 games and a crappy screen, 2 controllers, a carrying case and stuff. I'd say it's not the world's best deal. Let's just keep it at that. Okay. I have something more to show. So let's get back to the previous position, please. So that was interesting. I got a nice setting up this little TV over here has been a good thing because I'm actually playing games on it. So I have the Xbox now and the PS2, and I'm gonna add the PS1 there. So I have a nice little gaming corner there. This is not bad. I moved my Wii over here, so I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles still, which before I get to my last pickup, I've got a question for all you RPG fans out there. I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, right? This is an RPG. It's an action RPG, so which means for the battle system that I get to move around during battle, and it's not just turn-based. So I've noticed that where I stand. If I stand to the side or at the back of the enemy, I can use certain attacks that I can't use in other cases. Now, I'm in a group of 3, right? We're all level 8. You know, we're just starting out. We're level 8. Now I'm in a situation, and I get to choose in a certain location to fight to fight in 2 locations. One location has 2 enemies level 8, both of them, and one location has 1 enemy level 8. Now I approach these enemies with 3 level 8 characters. Shouldn't it be easy for us to win? Doesn't it like add up? 3 times 8 against 1 time 8 is like an easy win? But I keep getting hammered. You know, am I playing it wrong, or what kind of a weird mechanic is that? You know, if you get 3 guys beating up 1 guy, then doesn't the 1 guy have to be 3 times as strong as all of us for him to win that easily? I just don't get that. So you know, if you're an RPG aficionado and you know how this works, then please explain it to me, because I'm not understanding. My reaction now is to think that, okay, probably our team's level is 8 as well, and I have to go back into the game and find a different place to level up to like a level 9 or 10, and then go back and then kick the hell out of these guys. You know, that's the way that RPGs go, right? If you meet an enemy that is too big for you, you go away, level up somewhere else, and then come back and then beat him, right? That is... Okay. I've been watching some, not all, of NES Nate's playthroughs, and one that I am watching now is him playing Shadow's Tale, which is absolutely worth a watch, just to see what kind of mechanics some game makers can think of. I really like the way they play with light to change stuff around. That's and it's a game that sort of takes you by the hand. It's much more of a linear game. It's a puzzle game. You know, it's a sort of a platforming, and it's a fighting game. You know, you have to slash at spiders a couple of times. I like that game. It's a nice game. But one of the other playthroughs he was doing was of Beyond Two Souls, which actually has Willem Dafoe in it and Ellen Page. Maybe I should have turned the enthusiasm around there, but Willem Dafoe was the first one I recognized. Sorry. So I saw him do the playthrough, and I liked that game as well. I never would have thought that I would have liked a visual novel kind of game, but this is really that kind of game. It's not one where it's not a point and click adventure. It's not a book that you can put your controller away. You actually have to do stuff. Use your power to travel to places and do things. But what I've seen from it, I thought this is a game that I could enjoy, so I bought it. It's nice story, nice, and Willem Dafoe in it. It's not just his voice, but his face as well. I can't remember ever seeing that where actors actually appear in a part in a game and not a movie. And I got something else. Oh, yeah, I got. Should I say that already? Is it fair and a good idea to say already what I got and then do a pickups video about it later? That's like spoiling it, right? I got another game. I got another essential game. I'm telling you guys, the PS3 right now is a good system to buy games for because people are selling their stuff. Even the good ones. Some of the good games, you can tell by the list that I had. Shall I put it up? Or shall I wait? Whatever. Yeah, there it is. There's the list. Have a look. See all these games that you see, and I'm back. All these games that you see, as some of them were really difficult to find or were very expensive, and all of them have dropped in price. People are selling their PS3 games, and that is quick. The PS4 is still being introduced. At the last E3 is sort of still being introduced as the new console. I mean, how do I say this? I mean, it's still exciting. Ooh, the PS4, and people still are being convinced to get out and buy a PS4 because Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to it. Or what else did I say? Well, many other games. I was getting excited. I was thinking, maybe I should get a PS4 now. How about No Man's Sky? I am excited about Elite Dangerous, but one of the things that you cannot do in Elite Dangerous is go to a planet and go to its surface. I know that's one of the dreams of David Braben's. The creator of the game. He wants to be able to do that. No Man's Sky already has it, and okay, it's not in the same detail, but it's a game very reminiscent of Elite Dangerous. You exist in space and you trade or mine or do whatever, and now you can go to a planet and it just like seamlessly go to the surface, land, get out, walk around, and scan the life there and fight, like in a first person shooter. I didn't realize that was possible. Now, granted, the graphics aren't very detailed. That's not to say that they're bad. Graphics don't have to be detailed to be interesting. So I liked No Man's Sky, and although there were a couple of games that were announced for the PS4 that made me think, let's imagine for a moment that it doesn't download 75 gigs of data every time you turn it on. Let's just not talk. I would have liked to see either Microsoft or Sony say, we've been, let's make a pledge to reduce the amount of data that's downloaded to our systems. We're going to do that for you because we know that you hate that. But none of them do that. They all. How about Uncharted 4? That game, that demo that they showed of the Jeep rolling down the hill, that was just amazing. But it becomes less amazing when you imagine that every time you want to play it, you have to turn it on, have it download all the data, hope that your hard disk doesn't fill up in the meantime, and turn on your Sega Mega Drive so you can play a game actually while your system is uploading. So that would have been nice. I'm not going to do a whole commentary on E3 because I didn't see anything. I saw parts of the Sony presentation. I saw parts of the Nintendo presentation. I thought it was really cool what they did. I just didn't understand. Did Nintendo not get like a spot on the stage like Microsoft and Sony did? Because I saw their whole puppet play, which I thought was brilliant. The people didn't even have to show up. They just had puppets of themselves. I really like that. But didn't they do like a stage presentation? I know that there was the Treehouse thing, but that was more like, let's sit here and do like 3 hours of Star Fox. I have to agree that I didn't like the Metroid. What did they call it? Some sort of Metroid iteration, but it had nothing to do with Metroid. I cannot imagine anyone at Nintendo thinking, well, this is going to be the next step for Metroid and people are going to love it. Don't they do any market research? Or are we as retro gamers too much encapsulated in our own view of things, and is there going to be a huge market for for this? Are there going to be millions of kids who are going to discover a Metroid in a completely different way, but that fits their view of the world? And are some of them then maybe going to go back and say, hey, what is this Metroid? Like kids these days, they hear like a sample of a song, and they're totally convinced that the people that they see that song singing are the ones that actually thought of the song. But at some point they may find out, hey, wait a minute, that song was written by the Beatles or by the Rolling Stones first, and they took it off someone else maybe. Some kids don't, some kids never, I thought I heard a baby cry, but that's just the game. Some kids never ask themselves that, and they just experience a new game and they call it Metroid, and that is their Metroid. And it has nothing to do with our Metroid, but we get angry because we get robbed of our next Metroid game. So maybe we shouldn't get so pissed off about it. I don't know. I'm just rambling here. Pickups, it's done. And, well, I'm not unhappy. I'm gonna forget that I spent $30 on like a half-broken screen and the guy knew about it. I have a nice console now sitting here. PSOne number 7, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna end it. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the next one.